I know it's been a while since my last video, and so I'm doing an update. Yeah, just to let you know, I have been on hormones now for 2 months, and I am absolutely loving it. I seeing a lot of changes in my body, my shape and things like that, different quality and the texture of my hair. And things like that. So it's going really well. I'm very excited with it. Today I wanted to touch on a subject that I've had a lot of questions asked about. Seems to be a bit of confusion and things like that. That subject is, what is the difference between being transgender or transvestite or cross-dresser? Basically, I kind of like to think of it as in levels. First and foremost, I should say that in no way, shape, or form does this try to identify or be used as a method of identifying anyone. You will have to consider yourself and determine where you fit in the scale. By no means is it cut and dry. So with that said, let's start off with a cross-dresser. A cross-dresser, in my terms, is a man that, or woman for that matter, that likes to dress as the opposite sex. They have no association whatsoever inside feeling with identifying with the sex they like to dress as. Sometimes, but not all the time, it's associated sexually and is a method of great pleasure for them. But like I said, not all the time is that the case. Being a transvestite is a little bit more of an iffy question. The common conception of a transvestite is a man that likes to dress as a woman, may or may not get off sexually, but is more often than not gay, meaning that they like men or women, depending on what their birth gender is. That's the common perception of a transvestite. A transvestite can also be transgendered. They can associate mentally and psychologically as the opposite sex. A transgender person is someone that dresses, not necessarily dresses. They don't have to dress or whatnot, but they are someone that identifies with the opposite sex. By identifying, I mean that's how they perceive themselves. That they see themselves on the inside and mentally as a member of the opposite sex. And as such, a lot of the times, someone that's transgender does dress as a member of the opposite sex. More often than not, they do not get off on it sexually. It's not a sexual thing for them. And transgender people will often take steps and measures to adjust, to realign their bodies to match their the gender that they feel is right, the gender they feel is inside. I am transgender, and like I've stated before, And that's why I'm on estrogen, because I am trying to realign my body with the way I feel on the inside. It's not always pretty, and it's really a hard road for any three of them. It's a difficult road. It's especially hard, and more often than not, you find that they do not. They're not out in public and displaying who they are or what they like to do. You do get cases, but I would say it's nowhere near the norm, where people go outside, and they live their lives that way. A lot of people, especially the cross dressers, they tend to do it in private in their own home, simply because most of them are, it's a sexual thing for them. It's a sexual feeling for them. So it's a private thing. Transvestites, they will often do it at home as well. A lot of your drag queens, I'm not saying whatsoever that this is the way it is or a normality or whatnot, but a lot of your drag queens are transvestites. I'm not sure why. Just something about the big hair, the really flashy makeup, and the very flashy outfits attracts them, and they do it. And a lot of drag queens are in the entertainment business. They do it to entertain people, whether they're in the drag queen pageant, or they're stand-up comedians or actors or whatever. They are in the entertainment business. But no means am I saying that all drag queens are transvestites, because they're not. Some of them are men that are very strong in being heterosexual, and have a very strong sense of being a man, and they just enjoy dressing up as a girl, and portraying a female for the enjoyment of others, which is really nice, which is really cool. I think that's awesome, that people can be that strong and do that. So hopefully that helps answer some questions as to what it is. And I will get into more detail in the future in different videos, and I'm going to dedicate a couple videos just to each subject and go into a little more in depth on them. And that way people can have a better understanding of each subject. Just to let you know, I'm doing really well, and I appreciate the people that have been viewing my videos, and I hope that they find them educational and helpful. Once again, if there was anything that you would like me to talk on or clear up, please feel free to leave it in the comments, and I will be more than happy to get back to you. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.